with a smile on your face. When you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to Youth Wednesdays here on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We're joining you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. This morning we want to send a special good morning to all of our viewers on Facebook, YouTube and Channel 102 on Amplia. It's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week and we're here to spice up the rest of your week with a bit of youthful vibe. My name is Kaylee Lewis.
And she is joined by Natalia Nancis. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to Kaylee, who is here to spice up your week. I'm here to join Kaylee in doing that as well.
Okay, Natalia, so what has been happening in this space so far?
I think the oil spill, there has been improved cleanups as well. They're doing some more investigations into who owns the boat, etc., etc. So there is that. I don't know if you know any more information on that.
Well, I've been seeing a little back and forth on social media regarding the opening of Scarborough Secondary School. I believe the Division of Education would have cleared the school to be open, but the PTA says otherwise. So this morning they're supposed to have an air quality testing done at the school, and we'll have the media there, the student council, alumni, parent-teachers association, and the different stakeholders involved. So that's something that I thought was very interesting. You know, the parents don't want the children to go, but the division is giving the school clearance to be opened, most definitely.
I mean, if the air quality, because I think there is a scheduled air quality testing this morning, if it clears, then I think the children should be fine in going back to school, and I think everyone's heart should be contented that their children are safe and that it's a safe environment to learn again.
Most definitely. And what else has been happening? What else have you been seeing happening?
Not much, you know.
I'm not sure if you're a TikTok person, but I know on TikTok there's this lady, she's giving her story. She's giving an account of somebody that she got married to. It's about 50 parts, 10 minutes per part, and people are sitting and looking at this thing like a movie. So it's just for persons to be careful about, you know, who they meet and that kind of thing. She met the person online and she's saying she's never going to do online dating again. But I don't think it's online dating only, because she could have met him in real life and he would have still been a pathological liar.
True.
So I think it's something for us to be aware as young persons or persons in general, you know, just do your background checks and make sure the person who you think the person is really who they are, because people are a bit crazy out here, right?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Okay, so before we get into this morning's show, we're going to head over to News in 90 Seconds with Natalia Nancis.
Thank you, Kaylee. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Wednesday, 21st February 2024. Scarborough Secondary and Lambo Anglican Primary School reopened today after closure due to poor air quality from a February 7 oil spill. The Division of Education assured comprehensive safety measures, including air quality testing and facility inspections, were implemented to exceed recommended standards. Despite concerns from Scarborough Secondary School PTA, Chief Secretary Farley Augustine called stakeholders to witness air quality testing at 8 this morning. The PTA advised parents of students in Form 1 to 4 to attend classes virtually. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine announced that the THA is investigating the ownership of the Gulfstream vessel and its tugboat Solo Creed. 2 weeks ago, the Gulfstream capsized and wrecked on a reef near Cove Estate, leaking a fuel-like substance that inundated 15 kilometers of Tobago's coastline. The Ministry of National Security indicated it is actively searching for the vessel's ownership. However, Augustine noted they are collaborating with several international bodies to solve the mystery. So far, they have obtained schematics of the Gulfstream from a previous owner in the United States, which will aid in containment efforts for the ongoing oil leak. Trinidad and Tobago Public Service Association conducted a virtual judicial review hearing before Justice Ramcharan yesterday. They contested a special tribunal's 10-year award for wage negotiations spanning 2014 to 2023, despite disputes for only 2014 to 2016 and 2017 to 2019. The General Counsel, with a 77% majority vote on June 22, 2023, mandated the association to seek judicial review. Senior counsel Douglas Mendez presented compelling arguments during the hearing. However, Justice Ramcharan's judgment is expected on April 8, 2024, and the special tribunal dispute is on hold pending the judicial review outcome. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Natalia, for that wonderful read of the news. Okay, so we have some birthdays this morning.
Yes, we do. I think people are normally excited to hear the happy birthday from Tobago updates, you know.
So first up, we have Roxanne Phillips Duke, and we want to send happy birthday greetings going out to you, Miss Duke.
Next, we have Mr. Trevor James. Happy birthday to you, and God's blessings throughout the day.
Next, we have Miss Stacy Sandy Doyle. Belated birthday greetings going out to Miss Stacy Sandy Doyle, aka Kayla's mommy. I hope that you had a wonderful day yesterday.
And last but not least, Pastor Dapo Inloy. Happy birthday to you, and God's blessings throughout the day.
Okay, so Natalia, do you want to give the viewers the rundown for this morning?
That is not a problem. Kaylee, let me just pull that up for you. All right, so this morning, as per usual, we have a very exciting morning to look forward to. We will start off with an interview done by Miss Kaylee Lewis with Miss Denise Sawyer-Fat Angus, speaking on the Carnival Review. Is the THA handling the oil spill well as well? Then we'll have an interview by yours truly on Mr. Hayden Lyons, Stop the Violence. More on that as the day progresses. And last but not least, interview by Dwayne on Miss Vernice Simon Frederick, who is going to speak on USC Tobago Alumni Association. And that will be your morning of excitement.
Okay, thank you, Natalia. Okay, viewers, so we're going to head to a short break. We're going to be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Storby Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
your destiny? The best way to predict it is to create it. Do you see yourself exploring exotic destinations or spending quality time with family? However you see yourself, create your own retirement destiny with Tata Life's Destiny Personal Savings Booster. Choose from one of 3 investment options with guaranteed minimum investment returns to secure a monthly retirement income for life, with the option to choose your retirement age. So what's your retirement destiny? Call 62TATIL or visit tatil.co.tt to learn more today. Conditions apply. Tatil Life, a member of the Ansa Makal Group.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Roti. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays here on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. This morning, we're chatting with Dr. Denise Soyefat-Angus, and she is the political leader of the Innovative Democratic Alliance. Good morning to you, Dr. Angus. And how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks, and it's always great to be on with the youth.
Of course, of course.
I admire the show very well. Yes.
So this morning, we're going to start off the conversation by talking about the recently concluded National Carnival. What are your initial thoughts on the Tobago edition specifically?
It was very disappointing. And I know that the participants were not very pleased about the whole exercise. Of course, you will always have the Juve. I mean, Juve is Juve. But when you talk about the carnival experience as a whole, I think it was quite lacking. Of course, we must commend Panjin Bago for their exercise that they put on, but and pretty much that's their staging in Tobago, and that has always been a great event. And I commend Cats and Jammers and young Kush Ramsey as the arranger for the work that they have done and for their placement in that exercise. But when you're talking about the Calypsonians and the band leaders, you know, this year we had many Calypsonians who placed in Trinidad. And I remember when I was there as the Secretary of Community Development and Culture, we would recognize the investment it takes for a Calypsonian in Tobago to come up with a song that made it to the national level, and then to be able to put things in place to be able to perform down there, transportation, taking your backup singers down there. And that is a costly exercise. So we would normally give them a stipend of about 10,000 for them to get there. And this year, I understand they've got nothing. The band leaders coming out on the road, and they were told that they wouldn't be, the price structure was being cut. They weren't given a stipend because of not being registered as part of the Procurement Act. I think we have to understand where our people are in Tobago and take them to the next level. You don't wait until the end to say, well, sorry, we can't give you anything because you're not registered. You need to know how many of your band leaders are registered, how many are not registered, and hold their hands, get them to register, because you're talking about developing a product. We're not just talking about staging an event. And if you're talking about developing a product, you have to look at all aspects of the product and see how you can bring it into development. And then children have been preparing all year, you cancel the kiddies carnival and tell them, okay, you could go to Roxborough. How many parents had the resources to play in the band and then to get transportation to go to Roxborough? How many bands could have accommodated getting the children to Roxborough? So it's not a well thought out. How are we going to do this? And then there is the confused state with what are we doing with October and what are we doing with February. And that has not been thought through yet. In my recent press conference about 2 weeks ago, I stated to them, I said, you all need to sit down with the stakeholders, number one. You need to consider that if you're having Tobago Carnival in October, that you can move the adult program there. So you have the adults there, make it a competition, have them partner with people in Trinidad before, not just allow Trinidad to come in, create a partnership, and also dedicate the one in February to the Kiddies Carnival so you could truly grow that product from there. So you basically have a sustainable program happening of growth and development.
No, I love that you mentioned the October Carnival, because I remember last year in October when you came here, we spoke about how financially, or how the October Carnival affects Tobago financially. And I remember you saying that, I believe you said that it's more viable for us to keep it in February as opposed to October. But would you say that because of the significant difference in the turnout for the February Carnival this year in comparison to the October Carnival, is it still viable for us to have the February Carnival?
No, I always said that you have the option of both. You have to determine what you do where. Okay. Because I was at the Festival Commission when we approved actually having the October Carnival. And one of the things we had discussed with the stakeholders is just this, that you put the adults in October, they could dedicate their time to making their costumes and all of that for October. And it is a competition, because if you're driving excellence, you need to have a competition. You have the competition in October. In February, because you do have tourist ships coming in February, you do have people who want a smaller carnival in February, and it is a national carnival. So in February, you then dedicate to the kiddies carnival so that the band leaders can focus their attention on making the kiddies costumes. Those winners from October, you can have them just be a showcase, so that if you have a tourist ship coming in, you then have something that you can just show them, encourage them to get involved in the band with, from that perspective. So you have two bites of the cherry that are quite distinct.
And regarding the cancellation of the Kiddies Carnival this year and them having to move it to Roxborough, would you say that was a result of most of our resources being pushed towards the oil spill?
Well, I don't know if it is the resources being pushed towards the oil spill versus just not thinking and saw it as an opportunity to just cancel it. Because if you're thinking about the development, if you're thinking about the people and the type of resources that they would have invested in creating that product of a kiddies carnival experience, then you would not have cancelled it. You could have moved it into a different space. You could have outfitted the the parade park out in Bacalet. You could have done something like that close by, but a little more inland, and still have it staged out there. And so I don't think there was much thought that went into the carnival experience for the children. I think the thought was, oh, well, we have this oil spill, let's just cancel it and move on. Just send them to Roxborough. But when you look at the logistics of sending them to Roxborough without saying, okay, well, we would give a stipend for the people who were supposed to come to town and have to go to Roxborough, you have to just think about the whole picture and not just pieces of it. And that's what I find, that this administration has been very reactive and not really thinking things through as in the whole product, the whole development of the product. And this is what you have coming up when that happens.
Okay. And speaking of the current administration and the oil spill, would you say that enough is being done in terms of dissemination of information to the public, perhaps, or containment efforts?
I don't know. It's a tough call because, I said yesterday that the one thing that you have inside of a crisis like this is that you must have technical expertise and political collaboration. I don't think there's enough political collaboration to have Tobago get to where it needs to go. I mean, it is not a hidden fact that the current Chief Secretary and the Prime Minister don't have a good relationship. They are not adhering to even the Tobago House of Assembly Act, where it says that they shall have regular meetings that would treat with the harmony of Tobago's affairs. I think by now, and I'm not hearing yet, whether there are a team of experts who have begun to look at this, yes, they're dealing with the short-term containment, but we now have to start looking at the medium-term and long-term effects of what this oil spill means to us. I continue to say that this oil spill could represent the impact of it could represent what has been to us the flora of 1963, and even worse. Flora of 1963, they estimated it was 45 million lost to the island. I am saying with this current oil spill, you're looking at billions when you look at up to the long-term effect, because you can have long-term effect on the health of the residents of the area. And it is something I'm advocating for, that a study be done over the course of maybe 15 years of these residents to see what impact they've had from living in the area with that oil spill that happened. You have the impact on the fisher folk, that community. Are they going to have to move their sites for quite some time in terms of fishing? Some of them may go out of business. You have then the impact on the private sector and the economy and our marine life, our the what do you call them? The mangroves, which is part of our tourism product. The effect on our tourism product on a whole. So there are a lot of different areas of impact, and I think the time has come that we have to start putting a team together to begin now mapping that out. Waiting anymore, I think it's paramount that we have to do that, and therefore there has to be a communication between the Chief Secretary and the Prime Minister about where we're going. Yes, the Prime Minister gave his word that, things will be put in place, but I think the time has come. Let us put the expert team together. When the expert team comes up with that impact, we have to be able to say, put together a Tobago oil spill recovery fund so that we have access with the criteria as to how people access that fund to keep the island buoyant and to keep it moving. I think time has come to begin hearing now that type of conversation. Yeah. You have to move in a transition. Yes, we're in the containment, and I think I've heard that they have pretty much started to contain. Well, you have to move into the next phase. You cannot wait for one phase to fully come to completion before you get into the next phase.
And with regards to the efforts, would you say that the reason that it's probably not up to par or where it should be is because it's something that is new or something that we really did not expect to happen? So it's all a new experience, maybe similar to COVID. Would you say that that is probably one of the reasons why the response is the way it is? I mean, from some of the images that we've seen with how the Scarborough area rather looked in comparison to how it looks now, I would say that, the cleanup efforts would have been successful so far. And with regards also to collaboration on a national effort, I know that we have persons from different divisions in Trinidad, and they are here on the island currently collaborating with TIMA. So we have that national input most definitely. So in terms of the response, would you say that it is the way it is, or that you probably don't perceive it to be as good as it should be because it's something that is new, or something that that team or whoever probably did not expect to happen?
Again, you need the experts to come in and do an accurate analysis. Yeah? I am not an expert in that area. If you ask me about health, I could tell you about health, but we need to have the experts on the ground. The experts are going to be able to tell us, well, listen, the mangrove is totally gone, and they should have been able to contain that and protect the mangrove within the first 24
But
hours.
I believe that they have been doing containment efforts as it relates to those eco-sensitive areas. I know yesterday on the show with Candice on Good Morning Tobago, they had a representative here, and he was speaking about how they have been containing the eco-sensitive areas. So a lot of impact really has not been done to the eco-sensitive areas.
No, we don't know that yet. Yeah, there needs to be a study. I always work with the science, yeah? Science-based, and we can't just look and say, okay, well, it looks okay, because there's a lot of the ecosystem that occurs within the mangrove. Looking at it and saying, well, it doesn't look like it's affected, that's not enough. They have to be continually testing the waters, testing, underneath, looking at the life forms that you have within there, and seeing how they survive over time. And this is why I'm calling for an expert group to come in, marine biologists, public health, economists, that type of group to come in and begin the studies such that we can accurately know where we are. And this is a challenge. We keep wanting to just create estimates and all of that. We need accurate data if Tobago is to move forward in a progressive fashion, not just looking and saying, well, it looks good. That's not enough. We need the accurate data, the science that would tell us how are we faring in the long term. Suppose now, in the next 5 years, we start to see a plethora of lung cancers on the island. What are we going to say? Oh, well, that's just, it happened. No, it didn't happen just like that. Are those patients coming from that Lambo area? Was that the impact of the oil spill? So we cannot just now say, oh, well, it looks like it's being contained. We don't know. We need to have those studies in place, and therefore you need to have that fund that says this is a potential. In 5 years, the system in Tobago will not be overwhelmed, or by extension Trinidad will not be overwhelmed by cases of lung cancer or respiratory diseases, because we are already apprised of what we could expect, and therefore we have the resources in place just in case that happens, and we know how it happens. We also know, because we have not figured out yet, well, not that I know, who is responsible. Because that person who is responsible, that company who is responsible, should have had insurance that is helping us with this. We must be able to tell the insurance company, well, look, we are looking at this down the road. It's not just the money payment for cleanup now, but we're looking at the secondary and the tertiary effects.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Angus, for coming on and chatting with us this morning. Unfortunately, viewers, we are out of time. I hope that sometime soon we can continue this conversation. But in the meantime, we're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection, now exclusively available at Standard.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Tobago, Local Road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee as we are matching or beating any quotations.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Thank you for allowing me to see myself the way you see me. Thank you.
What's happening, good people? Hope all is well. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for tuning in. This month is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. Although we tell teens, not to date, and they go to school and they hear about sexual health and everything, and they hear about setting boundaries. But what if they don't know how to set boundaries because of the infatuation of being with the person? Come on, let's be realistic. We were there once as well. And it's easy said than done to watch out for this person, or you shouldn't be with that person. But if they have no boundaries and they have no self-worth and self-love, then how will they know what to look for within a person? See, the key is teaching them that their worth is more than the abuse and trauma that they will experience with that person. By helping them understand what our healthy boundaries is key.
Trusting you totally, finally, I can.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back, viewers. We are here on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates here at Port Moore, Scarborough. We continue on this morning with a topic that is either new or people are just learning about it. That is teen dating violence awareness, right? This is the month for this. And with us this morning, we have Mr. Ashley Lyons, who will be telling us a good bit about that, and as well telling us about a symposium that is upcoming and the activities surrounding it. So let's just welcome Mr. Ashley Lyons onto our platform this morning.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Good morning, Mr. Ashley Lyons. So could you tell us a little bit about yourself before we start so the viewers can know who they're talking to?
All right, thank you. Well, my name is Ashley Lyons. I am an elder attached to the Mason Hall Seventh-day Adventist Church with focus on young people. I grew up at Mason Hall. My wife and I, we have two kids, one 12 and the other is 9.
Well equipped to tell us about what we'll be speaking about this morning.
All right, so we'll be speaking about teen dating violence promotion. Actually, it's about the young people and teen dating, but we're not just focusing on teen dating alone, we're also focusing on violence among young people, especially in schools and in our environment.
All right, so before we get into the meat of the matter, I would like you to let the viewers know about what teen dating violence awareness encompasses, right? This is the month for it. There is orange ribbon associated with it. So could you tell us a little bit about this month and what teen dating violence awareness entails?
Yeah, I know it's a little tongue twister
Yes, it
when you try.
is.
Right. So, well, you already said that it is internationally recognized, and they use February to actually promote the initiative. For us here, we want to use teen dating violence, not just to talk about teen dating and what they experience where dating is concerned, but we also want to deal with violence that is happening in schools and in our community. So we look at reaching out to our young people, we look at promoting support, we look at even promoting a forum where they can come and speak out freely about the challenges that they're having. Uh, and we want to listen to these young people because it's important to that when they speak, we can listen, right? And most importantly, we are providing relevant feedback to these young people because yes, they come, they speak, they ask questions, and we want to provide relevant feedback.
Could you tell us how the idea for the symposium itself came about?
Right. So this is the second initiative that we're having. Last year we started, and it started where there was a calendar of events that was promoted by the then Tobago Mission of Seventh-day Adventists. That is the body that the Seventh-day Adventist Church report to, and it was the teen dating initiative. And then our then coordinator at the Mason Hall Seventh-day Adventist Church said that, look, we can do something more with this topic, especially when in that time they had a lot of school violence happening. So we decided, look, we're going to do something more with just teen dating violence. And this is the initiative that we're having, and this is our second time on this initiative.
All right. Who is invited to attend this event? What age group is being targeted, especially? Because we know it's teen dating violence awareness, but are the adults invited to attend, or are the teens only being targeted for this program?
Well, teen dating, we are targeting both adults and teens. The adults, we are targeting the adults so that they can have the information so that they can guide the younger ones. Teens, we are targeting them, that is from age 13 to 19. Again, we'll be dealing with them on violence and teen dating. And then we have the younger one from under 12 and under. We will be doing safe and unsafe touch because it is very important that our young person know the part of the anatomy and the correct name for this anatomy.
Could you go into details about the topics that we can expect to hear about? Because you just mentioned that you'll be looking at unsafe and safe touch and these things. So what else can we look forward to if we decide to attend this event?
All right, so some of the topics that we'll be touching on is setting a positive example, emotional well-being, stress management, and those three topics with more cater for the adults. Then we go into things like depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and these are more catered also for the adults, but they are more catered for the teens. And then we have the healthy and unhealthy relationships, and this one is more focused on the teen dating aspect of things.
Okay, so we
Right,
know
just to give
that.
a
Go ahead, go ahead.
I'm just saying, just to give a short stint on, for example, we have really on healthy and unhealthy relationship, we have recognizing the red flag in relationship, self-reflection and growth. Those are just some of the topics under healthy and unhealthy relationships.
I think this is a very good venture because our young people, they continuously get themselves into a lot of violent relationships, I should say, and they never see the signs beforehand. So I think it's a very good initiative. Right? What do you have any special guests that you can tell us about that would be attending, those who are equipped just as yourself to tell us about teen violence?
All right, so we have we have Dr. well, I call him Doctor because he has a wealth of information. So I call him Dr. Ricardo Bob, but his name is really Ricardo Bob. And he has a wealth of information on nutrition and how do you go about eating healthy and stuff like that. Then we have also the Children Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, and they will be sending 6 presenters who would be treating with the adults, the teen, and the minors under 12. Then we have Erlene Edwards, and she would be bringing in a mental health aspect, and she also has been in this field for over 25 years. Then we have Pastor Otley, who again has a wealth of information with relationships because he's a counselor, and so he will be dealing with healthy and unhealthy relationships.
All right, thank you. As we wrap up, could you give us some details about the event? Where do I go? How do I register? Who do I contact for more information? What time does it start? What's the platform that you'll be using, whether it be Zoom or face-to-face?
All right, so this event would be at Mason Hall, and we'll be having 2 venues because, as I mentioned before, we want our young people to speak out freely and unhindered. So we have the adults would be at Mason Hall, and the young people would be at Sandy River. The events, as I said, start at 9 o'clock. Now, excuse me. In this event, it's 2 venues, as I said before, and therefore, what we're asking is that when you come, there would be a registration, right? We also have a registration online that you can use, but we want you to register because at the end of the program, we want to provide feedback to you because this program, we want to continue with this program and your feedback is important. You can contact for information myself, and I can give you my number, 724-3338, or you can contact Devon Allen, and I give you his number, 362-1171.
All right. Thank you so much for being with us, Mr. Ashley Lyons. Good luck to the committee on the symposium that you will be having. As I said, great initiative that you all have putting forward, especially today where youths are getting into a lot of violent situations. We continue on with our program with Mr. Dwayne Nurse interviewing Ms. Verneris Frederick to tell us about the USC alumni. Thank you for being with us to view this part of the program, and I encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs, carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and I love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. You're viewing us live here in Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago. We are here again. We want to continue the conversation surrounding education and just to have this discussion surrounding USC alumni seminar. We want to have the discussion with Mistress Vernice Simon Frederick. I must put in the Mrs. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you for remembering to add the Simon in, a rich part of my heritage there. It's always a pleasure to be at Tobago Updates.
All right. Certainly no stranger to us. Just tell us a bit about yourself and we will take the discussion from there for those who might not know.
Well, for those of you who may not know me, I am the wife of Pastor Richard Frederick. So most people may know him because he's real popular now. I'm also the director of the Tobago campus of USC, USC being a Seventh-day Adventist-run institution, university level, where we offer bachelor's and master's degrees, and we have been around since 1927. So about 98 years worth of education, the oldest tertiary level institution in the country.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So we have some heritage there.
Yeah, plenty of heritage, man. So I presume that this call, the numbers and the turnout will be quite large.
So we're expecting that. In fact, when we first sent out the notice, somebody asked me if I'm sure, because we wanted them to come to our campus.
Right.
We really want to get our alumni back in touch with our Tobago campus, back with the USC. Of course, most prosperous universities, they depend heavily on their alumni for support. Right, I myself being an alum of USC, so that goes to speak already as to how we support our institution. So us being small in Tobago, we really want to get the support of the numerous persons in Tobago who would have graduated from USC over the years. Right. And might I also add CUC, because some of us didn't go to USC. The name only became USC in 2006. Some of us went to CUC. So I myself went to CUC. So we're calling for them to come. And as I said, when I sent out the message, somebody said, I'm sure I want to have them on the campus. It may not be enough to hold everybody. Right. But as I told them, I said, if it becomes too much, we'll find space, however too small for family. So we'll find space for everybody. And if push comes to shove, I may have to call on our sister up the road, Scarborough Church. They could hold, everybody could hold there, right? So we would be definitely looking forward to persons coming out in their numbers.
Certainly. You are a past student of CUC, which is now USC.
Yes.
Just tell us about your experience as a student and how it has, brought you to this place as being director of the institution. Might I say most noble institution?
I like that. I like that part. The most noble institution. Yes. Well, CUC for me, I went there in the 90s when I guess they would say life was great then. We didn't have gate in those days, so most of us who went to school would have had our parents who have sacrificed to send us or worked on campus and so. But I had a wonderful time. Made lots of friends. Of course, besides the academic information I got, I was able to grow spiritually and socially. I like to boast that now I can go to any Caribbean island and I have a friend I can call when I get to the airport and say I'm in your country, and they pick me up. We go, we go joyriding. We have a place to stay in every Caribbean island, literally every Caribbean island. So that's one of the big things for us, that cultural diversity that we have, and of course the spiritual nurture that you would receive and so on. The fact that your lecturers actually know you. I mean, you asked about how I became the director. It was because while there, one of my lecturers was insistent on me returning to lecture at USC because I did education. That's my area. That's my passion. So he was insistent that I return and lecture, and I said, no, I need to come home, at least give back something to my parents because they would have spent their money to send me to school. Right. And I told him, give me at least 2 years. So I came home for 2 years, worked at Harmon, and literally at the end of the 2 years, he called me and said, you told me 2 years. 2 years is up, you need to come back. And that was it. He brought me back. I went back to main campus. I lectured in the education department for several years, furthered myself in my master's and so on. And then, of course, being Tobagonian, I always wanted to come back home. I always said when I had my family, my children must grow up in Tobago. I don't want them growing up in Trinidad. No offense to Trinidad, but we know how we feel as Tobagonians, right. And so for years, I kept asking them, can I go back home? Can I go back home? I even went as far as to write a letter, listening to them all the things I could teach for the Tobago campus if they were to send me back home. Right. And finally, in 2015, they acceded to my request. Nice. And we were. Well, I was returned to Tobago, and my family came with me as well. I've been enjoying it ever since. All
right. Quite a journey there. Yes, yes. It's good to see that you're fostering patriotism, for an institution that would have invested in you.
That's right. That's right.
Being one of the most renowned institution on the island in a major way, how do you see USC's presence contributing to the island? As a Tobagonian?
Well, I mean, besides the basic contribution that any institution gives of our graduates working along the campus, because we have persons literally in every sphere of the island, right? When we first began the Tobago campus, our degrees were primarily in education, behavioral sciences, psychology. So we have lots of persons in the division of education. Most of the persons who work there would have passed through CUC or USC. Same thing with the finding, so even social welfare and protection. Most of the social workers would have passed through us as well. So we have quite a full. Most of the employees that work in some of these departments are literally, when you walk in there, it's like a reunion because you almost know everybody that you go through there, right? Of course, we have the others who would have contributed in a more significant way. We have like past councillor Nadine Stewart Phillips. Wow. She came she was in USC days. Even our current presiding officer, Abby Taylor. She's also somebody who came to USC. And of course, they are making us proud in what they do. Yes. We have persons who, right all across, even in Trinidad, most persons, Paul Richards, he also came to USC, did his master's, did his PhD, and so on as well. So we do have, and beyond that, we generally have a spirit of giving back. So one of the things that we actually want to do is get back into that spirit. Some years ago, we would have hosted a Love You Can Feel camping on the Esplanade. That was before COVID. And we're trying to get a version 2 going. But of course, being a small campus, we need that hands-on physical support to carry on that mammoth task. And so that's one of the major things we want our alumni to help us in doing, giving back in a more visible way to the Tobago community, as you would say, giving back. And of course, there are some other projects we want to do. I won't talk about those today, because those are still in the pipeline, but essentially what we're doing is a rallying call for all alumni. So whether you studied in Tobago campus or the main campus like I did, we're calling all of you to come join us March 2nd at 8 p.m. It will be at the Tobago Extension campus, but as I said, if based on the RSVPs, we'll determine if the number gets too far beyond 100, then we may have to go to Scarborough Church, and so I have to put that request in as well. But I don't think it would be a problem, since again most of our alum go to that church as well. Right. So it would be. So we're really looking forward to that support, because the Tobago chapter was actually a chapter that was active. We do have most of the active chapters are in the US. Right. People who are further afield. But we want our Tobago chapter to be active here as well, because our Tobago campus also needs their support. And so we're calling them all. Let me call some names. Let me call Sir Deveens. In fact, all the pastors across the island, the Adventist Church, came to USC.
You call the other names.
Yes.
We have but a short time and have some.
That's what I'm trying to get everything in.
Yes, I understand. But one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what are some of the projections and plans you have for USC besides expansion, because we know that there's a need to expand the institution on the island and provide a more holistic experience that is akin or even further and even better than what is offered in Trinidad.
I like that.
So tell us,
Essentially, as I said, we really want to get out there some more. So this is part of our quest to do that. We want to be seen because we have a habit as Seventh-day Adventists of being a bit insular. So we really want to try to get out there some more. And so this is really the first step in that direction. We want to also do some modification of some of our programs. Persons continually call about short courses. Yes. And we literally just had, I can say categorically, because we just on Monday, one of our VPs was here, our VP for Advancement and Planning. She was here, and she heard the clarion call because we made some visits while she was here, and she heard the call for more programs and change of the program. So we'll be offering some short courses. We'll be offering some other type of programs other than what you're accustomed hearing from USC. So that's in the pipeline as well, because of course, ultimately, our goal is to serve the community that we are in. Yes. And we must ensure that our programs are viable and so on, you know.
So you could go ahead and given that our time is up.
So I'm calling out the persons who I want to come, so the teachers. And any primary school, any secondary school across the island, there are USC alum there. So I'm calling out people like Ms. Sherma Alexander Williams at Signal Hill Government, Ms. Lucretia Williams, Ms. Keon Caesar Lovelace at Signal Hill Government, right? We have persons at Bethesda Government. We have persons at Devines Road. We have persons at Mariah Government. All USC persons, we want you to come out. And if you didn't go to USC, but you came to CUC like me, so people like Sir Devines and Mr. Hislop and Charles Walcott, and notice the names I'm calling, because we've been having graduations quite some time. Last year was our 90th graduation. 90th. So we have 90 years worth of graduates on the island of Tobago, most likely. You understand what's happening there? Yes. And we do have something big coming up in 2027 for 100-year anniversary. So again, we're going to be looking out for that and putting things in place for that event as well. So we want all of you to come out. Come out in your numbers on March 2. Bring anybody who you would remember. Bashini Charles, come on out. Thais Lord. These are persons who came through USC, who and you all know them here too as well. So come on out, and of course you can RSVP because we want to have a light refreshment. So we want to make sure we have enough for everybody. So RSVP to the information there, our website, our email. Sorry, you can call us at the office, or you can WhatsApp 471-7302. Thank you so very much for having us.
Thank you very much for being here. I hope I know that your event will be successful. And guys, this brings us to the end of this interview and subsequently to the end of Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates Morning Show. Remember to share the life, share the life, share the life. Have a great day.
Let's get transformed together. A fitness program started under the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection to get its employees moving their bodies and eating healthier meals. After work during the week, staff participate in aerobics and dance sessions right on the division's compound. There are also hikes to various locations on the weekends or public holidays, and monthly weighing sessions.
I have been here from the beginning, but I mainly come on Tuesday. So I did the weighing and everything as well, and I'm enjoying the aerobic. It's excellent, right? So good workout. Her style is different, right? So you're getting the workout and I'm feeling it, and she's pushing you to your limit. So I like the challenge. I want to let people know that after the workout, you feel so excellent. It's a way of losing weight. It's a way of controlling if you have any chronic disease, high blood pressure, sugar. It will help to keep them under control. So I encourage people to join.
I think it's a great initiative. Since that one of the leading causes of death in Trinidad and Tobago is obesity. So this initiative would really help out a lot of people.
I think it's a really great initiative because I believe since we push for health and healthy eating and healthy living, we should walk the walk, right? So we can't be the ones telling everybody we want to eat healthy, be healthier, and then we are not doing what we say that telling people that they should do. Even though we are office workers, we too face a lot of demands, a lot of stress levels during the day. So as I would have shared earlier, it's a nice way to unwind and de-stress before you get home to your various responsibilities. I would encourage the Tobago House of Assembly to continue initiatives such as this, because working in healthcare, our mental and emotional health is something that is vital, and the balance is critical.
We have a contest that goes along with it. Everybody took their way in to start. You check your blood pressure to start. You check your numbers. And we want to measure the progress as we go along. We are professionals. This is the Division of Health. So we have dietitians who are monitoring the group, and they will do the checks every now and then to see, so you know how you're progressing, if you're losing any weight. Of course, weight loss is 20% exercise. Weight loss is 80% diet. So this is just the motivator.
This fitness and nutrition initiative is open to all employees of the Tobago House of Assembly. For more information about this program, visit the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection's Facebook page.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region. With the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine, I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. Scarborough Secondary and Lambo Anglican Primary Schools remain reopened today, after closure due to poor air quality from the February 7th oil spill. The Division of Education Research and Technology assured comprehensive safety measures, including air quality testing and facility inspections, were implemented to exceed recommended standards. Despite concerns from the Scarborough Secondary School PTA, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine called stakeholders to witness air quality testing at 8 this morning. The PTA advised parents of students from Forms 1 to 4 to attend classes virtually. Up next, Chief Secretary Fali Augustine announced that the THA is investigating the ownership of the Gulfstream vessel and its tugboat Solo Creed. 2 weeks ago, the Gulfstream capsized and wrecked on a reef near Cove Estate, leaking a fuel-like substance that inundated 15 kilometers of Tobago's coastline. The Ministry of National Security indicated it is actively searching for the vessel's ownership. However, Augustine noted they are collaborating with several international bodies to solve the mystery. So far, they have obtained schematics of the Gulfstream from a previous owner in the United States, which will aid in containment efforts for the ongoing oil leak. And finally, the Trinidad and Tobago Public Service Association conducted a virtual judicial review hearing before Justice Ram Charan yesterday. They contested a special tribunal's 10-year award for wage negotiations spanning 2014 to 2013, despite disputes for only 2014 to 2016 and 2017 to 2019. The General Counsel, with a 77% majority vote on June 22, 2023, mandated the association to seek judicial review. Senior Counsel Douglas Mendez has presented compelling arguments during the hearing. However, Justice Ramcharan's judgment is expected on April 8, 2024, and the special tribunal dispute is on hold pending a judicial review outcome. And that was your news in 90 seconds. And viewers, we've got a whole lot for you coming up on the program, but first we gotta go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Good morning, Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. Now, of course, you know, our attention is still very much focused on what's been going on with the oil spill and that search to find the ownership of the Gulf Stream and the Solar Creed so that we could perhaps get some compensation and get this whole situation paid for by the persons that are responsible for it. But in the meantime, now we are turning our attention to Mr. Watson Duke. And of course, you know, he is the political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, as well as the assemblyman for Roxborough Argyle. And special good morning and welcome to you, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Candice. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Trinidad.
And I want to start with this whole thing, this whole ship ending up in our waters, barge ending up in our waters, and so on, and the indication of a security threat that it poses for our territory.
Indeed, the ship posed and continue to pose a serious security threat to the people of Tobago and by extension, the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And not enough is being said about the threat the ship is posing. That to me is something that is telling a lot about the people who might be involved in this cover-up. They are big people.
What do you know?
What do I know? I know that no ship whatsoever that is carrying cargo passes within within 2 miles of the borders of this country unless they are coming to dock. I also know that no ship could enter your waters without declaring captain and crew and where it come from. I also know that the Coast Guard is responsible for monitoring the 6 miles radius given to Tobago under THE administrative responsibilities. I also know that a few days after the ship sunk in about 100 meters off the Cove Estate there, right inshore, after they sink the ship, then few days after, but within 7 days after, 3 to 7 days after, the Coast Guard boat sank right in the harbor, right where the Coast Guarders be, is sink right there. How come that could happen? That ain't funny. It's not a joke. That was deliberate. And I'm asking myself, who are the people involved? The time must come when Tobagonians must stand up. And this is no joke, this is no little plaything or environmental joke where just going to, like I see some people taking pictures, they're cleaning out oil out a Cayman nose. And what for? You're making the thing into a joke. Show us the amount of Cayman that die. Show us the people who are now getting tested by medical doctors and are sure that they're being poisoned on the inside with the oil. They're not showing us that. What they're showing us are the good thing that they're cleaning out with Q-tip. Foolishness. Tobago is a serious country and Tobago needs serious governance. Both the Prime Minister, who's a Tobagonian, and Fali Augustine, who is a Tobagonian, have failed Tobago miserably. I am in election mode. The PDP is in election mode. I'm saying to them this morning, get out. Leave Tobago. Sign your resignation, call the elections, and let's move on with serious people. Definitely.
Now, we've seen, and I want to stay on the security threat issue just for a little bit more.
Yes, please.
So we're seeing that, we had some information come out from the Coast Guard a week and so a couple days after this whole incident washed up on our shores. And we're not seeing any more information out there in terms of from our government at all. What does that say? Is there a cover-up? What are you thinking about the situation? What is your intel like about this whole situation?
This is a massive cover-up. I'm saying to you, the Coast Guard in Tobago has been reduced to Boy Scouts. I repeat, the Coast Guard in Tobago, they have been reduced to Boy Scouts. So no matter how much dress, no matter the rank they carry, they're still Boy Scouts. They have no systems to carry out surveillance within the parameters of Tobago. They must first make a phone call, put their fingers on their head and say, could you please allow me to get some information? That's the kind of ridicule they have placed Tobago Coast Guard into. And I'm saying no, no, no. Anything that comes within that 6 miles radius ought to be identified, ought to be classified, and ought to be, and the Chief Secretary ought to be informed of that, but not even he. He doesn't even understand his work. He feels that he's some kind of humanitarian, cleaning out crocodile nose. What kind of madness is that? We ain't paying a Chief Secretary to do them kind of job. We're paying a Chief Secretary to protect the borders of this country. And then he has the audacity to say they want more borders, more borders. They want to protect the oil under the sea, and they can't protect the oil on top of the sea. What kind of madness is that? They can't protect us from the oil on top of the sea. I am upset. I'm upset. This is a threat. Anybody could come into our waters anytime they want, poison the waters and kill everybody.
And what can the Chief Secretary do? What is what would you do, I would say? What would you do if you were in that position? If you were in the position of Chief Secretary, what would you do?
Well, first of all, I would resign. Because I recognize I'm inept, I'm incapable, I'm definitely not moving with the rhythm of society. I'm moving out of step with it. He's the only one who seems to be under calm. The fishermen, they are not calm. The fishing grounds have been destroyed. The divers, they are not calm. The diving grounds have been destroyed. Yeah? Those with the pleasure craft, they are not calm. You cannot just look at water and say, water. I spent years in Wassa working, first of all, as a water treatment operator for many years. Good? So I know what it takes to treat water. Not because water look clean, mean it's clean. It must go through a process. From the time oil touched that, not because you scoop up the oil off of the surface and you ain't seen it with your naked eye, mean oil is gone. Where are the tests? Are you putting the results out on a daily basis to let Tobagonians know these are the results so they can fact check them? Are you going by one source to test your water, or are you going multiple sources? The people that are testing your water, are their equipment properly calibrated and recalibrated? Or is it old calibration from 1902 they're using on us? I'm tired. I'm tired of this foolishness and this kind of PR stunt as if we are fools. We are not fools in Tobago. The average man in Tobago has a brain in his head and knows how to use it. And we are thinking for ourselves, how did that boat end up there? The man was trying to park the boat.
Do you know where he was trying to park the boat?
Well, definitely right there he was trying to park the boat. Right there. Where the boat ended up.
And why?
I am amazed to find out why. What I'm saying to you, the things that surround the boat is definitely telling. First of all, someone from the THA bragged and boasts that about 5,000, I don't know if it's, how you call it, is gallons or what you call it, gallons of oil. 5,000 gallons. All of a sudden now, the figure has gone up to 35,000 gallons of oil. How much oil it really is? You can't just speak off the top of your head. Have they done any serious, meticulous inspection of that vessel? Or divers was just looking for a name as if it was a game? What's my name? And they're trying to find the name. Did they really scan that boat to see what's inside of that in today's society? You could be in a room and they could scan everybody inside a room. You have not to come out. There's infrared thing. And there's also X-ray machines that could scan things above here. How come they ain't scan it? They're talking about looking for technology and latest technology. And there's some big sewer truck and they pulling up the thing on them. Sewer truck. As if it's mess they're pulling up from the sea. Sewer truck. That is the latest technology we have. And then say, oh, they have a bill to submit. Submit a bill to who? How much it cost them in the first place? Yeah? What is the bill? How much it cost the fishermen from a loss of earnings? What is their bill? But I have a bill to submit. Nobody has spoken about the fishermen and these people. I'm quite concerned about that.
What would you do different if you were Chief Secretary, if you were sitting in this position and this vessel happened to wander in our waters and is causing all of these problems? What would you do? What would you do differently?
Just repeat the question for me, please. Thanks.
What would you do differently if you were Chief Secretary?
I would have resigned. I'm totally incapable. I would have resigned. Leave these big jobs to the big boys. I would have recognized I'm out of my depths. I would have resigned.
So then
clearly, this job is too much for me.
Who would be the people now to take control of something like this?
Well, I would have looked for someone that have showed the level of, I can let the people decide. Because I can't choose. If I'm blind, I can't choose someone who could see. The blind cannot choose someone who could see. Allow those who can see to choose someone who can see. And definitely, we don't have the sharpest tool in the shed right now working for us.
What about the effects now? You mentioned water before. Now, is there, and we know that Tobago has a lot of underground water and so on. Do you think that oil has the potential to contaminate some of the water that we have in Tobago in our watershed and so on?
But it's not on the land, and I'm not certain how much water we draw from underground water from the seabed. But definitely, it's not on land. But what I'm concerned about is the poison that is in the air. Because while we know we could track the oil and say, going to Grenada, and as if to say there's redemption in that. Oh, you're going to Grenada. Our problem has now become a problem for those in Grenada, St. Vincent, and Barbados. We don't know where it's going. But the air, when there's poison in the air from this oil, you can't tell the wind which direction to blow. Right? And sometimes you may not smell it, and sometimes you become climatized to the scent, but you don't know the depth of poison you're breathing. I could tell you. There are people right now showing up at the doctor whose lungs are inflamed. Yeah? But nobody's talking about that. He's busy clicking on oil out of crocodile nose. And not showing us the amount of crocodiles that have died and trapped in that. All of a sudden, this is not a risk. This is a serious security risk. This is what we call biological warfare against Tobagonians.
So then now, you're saying that the Chief Secretary and the people that are handling it are not competent enough?
I'm simply saying they don't know what they are doing. If that amounts to incompetence, so be it. But they don't know what they are doing. This is like biological warfare. A man dump a whole set of oil inside the shores. Cocaine show up with it. They bring one packet. Cocaine. Have they scanned to see if there's more under the oil? When Pablo Escobar and they was selling cocaine, they put it in ships, you know. They create double-layer ships with these, we call it again, this fiberglass, double layer, pack it inside, they put it in juice tins, they put it in different things. And one thing we know, people now has become very, very effective in smuggling drugs. Who knows what is under that oil, that 35,000 gallons or liters of oil? Who knows what is on? Have you scanned the boat? They're not doing that, but they're busy. Say, One packet of cocaine, they find. Where are the others? Where are the others? How it got there? Was it really oil or was it cocaine?
So then what should we in Tobago do? If you're saying that we can't have confidence in the leadership at this point in time, what should we do?
We must demand a number of things. One, we must demand that the Prime Minister quit his joyride in Guyana, where he's walking around like a schoolboy on excursion, skinning his teeth for the cameras, posing. Yeah, that's all he's doing across there. Nothing sensible is coming out of that for Tobago and Trinidad. Because while your house is burning down, you're walking around town watching Guyana, seeing development in Guyana and talking about oil and gas. While there's oil threatening the content of Tobago and the people around it. To quit that trip, come back here and deal with the issues as a head of national security, to deal with it. He needs to tell Tobagonians exactly where we went wrong, we as national security went wrong, where we can make amends, and where we could prevent this from happening. He needs to give a report on that. Nobody else but the Prime Minister. Why the Prime Minister? He's a son of Tobago. Two, the people in Tobago reject his leadership on a number of times. He have lost the Mason seat twice, right? And he's going to lose it again. And he have lost Tobago completely. He continues to be persona non grata. I think at least before he makes his exit from professional life, he should seek to make amends, seek to show that he's sorry for his wrong by appeasing the people of Tobago who are upset. So let us know what went wrong, how this boat end up parking on right by Cove there. Let us know what can be done to prevent it. And let us know a true assessment of what is on the boat and what is not on the boat. And these things should be done by a third party outside, a professional party. We don't trust nobody in Trinidad and Tobago who are paying him under the guise of being an employer and doing their own thing to satisfy the PNM's curse. We don't want that. What we want is a foreign person coming in whose objective is to do a good and a proper job and cannot be bought, cannot be sold. Let them come and give us that. Then, we need Farley, our Chief Secretary, to do the honorable thing and put his hands up in the air, recognize he can't lead. He's a school teacher and should go back to teaching and leave running governance to those who have a penchant for that, those who have an appetite for that. Yeah? This is clearly out of his league. He is going around as if it's first time he's alligator cleaning. What about those persons who have things on their lungs? Have he visited those families? No. Up to last night, a man sent me something here where he went to the doctor. Let me read it out for you. I'm going to read on air. A man went to the doctor last night and the man sent me something here. The man said, doctor's finding. That came in 11:09 p.m. And here Dr. Feet them talking about sleeping and they want to sleep. And what's wrong with them in this country here? Yeah, Tasha talk about, what's wrong with these people, these kids that we have running this country? Let me apologize now for I read this thing. So I want to apologize to the whole of Tobago, and Trinidad for even putting these people into office. I stand amazed. My jaw does lock. I can't even talk. But I see the utter rubbish that's coming out of them. Let me go into this man here now. This man's a serious man. This man said to me last night, 11:09 p.m. I was up and he sent me a message. He said, doctor findings, allergic to constant inhaling of oil. There are red areas in my throat that along with running nose, given medication, conclusion, allergy. That cause of allergies is new to me. The scent in the area is still strong. Will keep you updated only on important issues. Blessings, God's grace, and peace. Let's take a look at that. They don't receive these messages because they are far from reality. As Bob Marley say, they are sailing miles from reality. They are on some kind of space trip where they think that they are close to God and they are safe and they are holy men and holy women. Watson Duke is a sin and they are holy. Let me read to them something today. Tobago is upset. Tobago wants no part of them. Call the election now and let me get serious governance in Tobago. We can't wait.
And in a situation like that, where there are some health concerns arising out of this situation, what should be the method? What should be the plan of action at this point in time?
Again, we have Dr. Faith, who claims she has scholastic ability and health is good and health is on standby for anything that results from this oil spill. There's not even sufficient beds in the hospital, right? And you are telling me health is on the standby? They must step up. And if they can't step up, they should resign, all of them, because they are incapable. I wouldn't say to them what to do. They ought to know. Once you have an oil spill, then you should call in a specialist. There are people that deal with the entire respiratory system, the pulmonary system. There are people who are specialized in that. You just can't do an X-ray and say, all right, we do an X-ray, it's good. No, 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 no. That man who reported to me last night, he may be more sick than the doctors are telling him. Where is the specialist? Where is the lung test that is being done? What kind of test is really being done? Blood test, etc.
All right. Well, we're almost at the end of our interview this morning, Mr. Duke. But before we go, I just want to give you just 1 minute just to, to address anything that you think that we left out this morning.
I want to say to Tobago that this matter is far more serious than we know it is. This is a catastrophe of great proportion. It is not something that deals with just oil. It's an indication, it's a check on the levels of security offered to Tobago by Trinidad and the level of security offered within Tobago by the Coast Guard one and the little military have up Signal Hill up. They call it military. We have no security. No security. God forbid. God forbid if these were the days of the Vikings when men would enter territories and take over, we could have all been lost. We have to protect the people of Tobago. Security is a first and foremost issue for any government. I'm concerned about that, and I want to leave Tobago with that this morning. Let us look after our security.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Duke. And viewers, we got to go for a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Thank you.
Go, go. It's a brand new morning.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes for breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti served with chokers, bull joil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. Never ever worry if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development has relocated its Crown Point office to Glen Road in Scarborough to better serve you, our clients. Our main office is located at the corner of Glen Road and Glen Road Branch number 1, the building formerly occupied by Coastal. Our grant and electrical inspectorate services can be accessed at number 2 Montessori Drive in Glen Road, building 1 and 2.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing our conversations this morning, but we are switching gears to what's been happening at our schools. And we've been seeing, in Tobago, even and in Trinidad, throughout, there is this growing culture among our students of increased violence. And while, we know that students, sometimes get into little tussles with each other. I mean, sometimes it is part of growing up, but it seems as though these incidents are getting more and more violent. And to give us a perspective on what is our next step as a society, I am being joined by the head of the Special Victims Unit for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Services, and that is Officer Dexter Miller. So good morning and welcome to you, Officer Miller. How are you doing this morning?
Morning, Candice. I'm doing fine.
All right. So now, we're seeing what's been happening in our schools, and from the police perspective, what is your view on how things are unfolding these days?
Well, Candice, school violence, as we know, it's been highlighted and perpetrated, and it's prevalent in all schools throughout Trinidad and Tobago. There were stakeholders meeting just last night at the Signal Hill Comprehensive School involving children issues. The minister was there, Ms. Shampa Kojo, the TTPS, the Children's Court, Dr. Henry Benjamin, the principal of the school, Ms. Ford, and other stakeholder representatives. Parents and students were also present. The situation is one where we have to come together to treat with. It is not an isolated situation. There are factors that contribute to the situation, and some of those were discussed last night. Coming back to the issues at hand, what is happening with these children? The home has a part to play, the social media has a part to play, the society has a role to play. We are seeing, when we look at these videos, the children are expressing a level of violence. But here it is, we are asking, where are the adults, where are the teachers, where the security guard on the compound? It's not just the man the gate. They have a responsibility to the entire estate once they are there. We will observe that the cheerleading, so to speak, in the situations encourages and fuels the act, rather than, I know in my time going to school, we'd have separated fights.
Yes. You might get a 1 or 2 cuff in, but as a student body, we used to pull them apart.
Yes. So you see the cheerleading encourages and spurs on the situation for it to even go further than where you really should. Now, you would have that. You would have little meeting of physical in school. It's not nothing new. People come from different homes, different backgrounds. They're lashing out. They're expressing themselves in different forms and forums. Candice, the stakeholders need to come together. Education, TTPS, Children Court, the rehabilitative centers, we need to come together and work out a program that not only treats with students, but treats with parents. Candice, you know that some parents have challenges.
Yes.
There are a lot of parents need support. There are parents that cannot cope with some of their children in the household, and they don't know where to turn, who to go to, how to treat with the situation. You see, for example, you might be tech-savvy with your devices. Parents not on par. Some of them don't even have the slightest clue as to how to treat the devices. So here it is, they cannot cope with some of the wherewithal that the children have now, that they are learning from the outside influences. The children are running rings around the parents, so to speak, but to no fault of theirs, but where that support for parents. So we recognize that we need parent forums. We need forums that parents need to come and sit and seek advice and ask questions and get support. The Division of Social Services has a support system for parents under Mrs. John up at Social Services, Glen Road. The Children Court is now doing public education with children issues that will assist. The TTPS continue to use the School Intervention Unit in Tobago to visit the institutions, lectures, keep forum with principals, teachers, educators, student support officers. and going as much as we can in our relationship with the stakeholders to treat with the issues of the children. The system must not only be punitive, we must also seek to rehabilitate, support, and help these children. The Center up at Hope, the LRC, I believe that the program should be restructured. Here it is, the children are doing academic subjects at the institutions. Something happens to them, they are suspended. They are sent to the center, but they continue to do academic subjects at the center. The center, my opinion, should be one that does restorative, psychosocial, intervention, even go as far as to go into the home, possibly, together with the other agencies to see what is the root cause of the problem that affecting these children.
Do you think that there's a breakdown in our society at this point in time in terms of even how we treat with the family and how the family intertwines with the rest of society, that whole loss of the ideology that it takes a village to raise a child?
There is a breakdown. Candice, in the years gone by, the neighbor could have speak to your child. The neighbor could have corrected your child. The teacher could have corrected. There's a lack of loss of respect in the society that fuels the situation too. You can no longer speak to the neighbor's child sometimes based on what you have to talk to them about. The neighbor will come at you. And let me say this frankly, parents also adds support or fuel to their child when the child does something wrong and fails to correct the child. Or the teacher does something to the child in school, you go to the school and you cuss out the teacher and you want to fight with the teacher. What does that say to your child? We see a lot of social media posts where parents are involved in fights with school children. How? When? How we reach to that? The family has broken down. Long time grandmother and grandfather and the matriarch of the family would have helped. Now, the age of the grandmother is almost as the mom. We are not blaming the individual, but that is part of the breakdown that has caused it.
And in terms of the police interaction with some of these students, what is the level of respect that you're able to get from them? Give us some insight as to what happens when you approach a student that might be, doing something that they shouldn't be doing.
Well, again, Candice, the approach is one which has to be carefully assessed. We want to bring about a result of change and reverse. So when these, especially the school intervention, when they go to the school and we do the assessment, based on the assessment is how we approach the situation. If we need to engage the parent, we engage the parent. The assessment goes a long way in treating with the situation because more often than not, the child, him or herself, doesn't even recognize what is causing the problem. Now, another thing we have realized within the situations with these children, they have a lot to say, but there's no adult to listen to them. And this is a barrier that causes the child to seek other avenues of acceptance, other avenues of wanting and belonging. And this is disruptive.
And it goes back into the ideology of us as human beings. We need to be heard. We need to feel loved. It is part of who we are.
Right.
But when we're seeing this happening to our children, when some of our children are just being left alone, then they're ending up in situations where violence takes over.
Yeah, because you see, the sense of belonging and wanting to be loved, they are finding that outside. You find that from a friend in school. You find that from a male of your same age. And we find, and you see, or a female of the same age. And we find ourselves in situations that the children are becoming adults, so to speak, faster than before. Children are developing physically much faster than before. Whether it's based on the food they eat or what happened, they are developing faster, even mentally, physically. So how do we, as a society, fits in and assist them to understand this type of development?
Now, I know that the police, in terms of the police youth clubs, have been doing some remarkable work, especially here in Tobago. And I mean, while that is one tool that has been working in some areas, there's still a lot to be done. Is there anything else or any other sort of intervention that the Special Victims Unit is making with some of these young people on our island?
Well, with the school intervention team, there are referrals based on the assessments. There's continued welfare visits and checks with the families and the students at school and at home. And if it comes a case that we need to refer a child, we refer that child and continue to follow the referral to see what is going on with the child. It's not just a one-off situation.
And are you considering any other methods at this point in time?
Well, Candice, the stakeholder approach, the multi-sector approach is what we are looking at right now. And together with the other agencies, we are hoping to develop a policy, the Department of Education, the police, children court, the habilitative center. We are hoping to partner together to assist these children in how they treat with the situation.
You know, and what's interesting, so when the situation happened at Signal Hill Secondary just last week, you know, the question that a lot of people asked was, you know, where was the police and so on? But when you talk to the teachers and so on, and specifically I'm going to be quoting Mr. Braden Roberts here from Tutor, and he said you could have 1,000 police officers stationed at the school, but a student, if they are so motivated, is still going to find a way to be violent.
Yes, Candice, that is so true, but it may minimize. Now, the issue is not the police in the first instance. The estate officer or the security guard on the compound has a responsibility. If the situation is beyond them, they will call the police for assistance. But the first response is from the officer on the compound. Now, in addition to which, we have to find a way to teach the children how to deal not only with conflict resolution, but how to dissolve before it reaches that conflict, how to recognize the triggers that will lead you into a situation. We keep talking conflict resolution, but resolution is after something happens. How do we train or identify with these minors to have them know how to diffuse, how to calm down, how to walk away, how to see something is about to happen and not allow it to get into you? This is an important part. We would not have the conflict resolution situation if we teach them how to diffuse a situation.
And how do we go about doing that?
Candice, it all comes down to going back to the basics like respect, manners, understanding authority, giving the children tasks, keeping timelines, restructuring the institution in such a way that we are not only tailoring the academic, we are also tailoring the lifestyle for after school. We have to try to inculcate into some subjects lifestyle tutorship. It's not only math and English, and because all the children is not going to be academically inclined. We have to do the assessment from the primary level, and once we recognize that some child or this child may not be so academically inclined at the primary level, how do we tailor this child or push them in that direction for them to understand their talent, gifts, and abilities so they can contribute meaningfully to society? It may be technical, vocational. So an assessment is needed of the student constantly, not only for academic, but also for lifestyle choices and so on.
And certainly a lot of things to think about. And coming out, especially from everything you've said this morning, is that need for that multi-stakeholder approach, that need for us to really embrace that it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes, it does, because the police alone can't do it. Education alone can't do it. The principal at the school alone can't do it. The teacher in the class cannot do it. We have to come together. We have to go back to the root cause of the problem. And we have to try to find possible solutions in which you can channel these children to reverse the situation. It's not irreversible. If you look at the school population, the children that what we say seem to be the troubled children is in the minority. But how do we capture them early enough to treat with them to reverse the situation. And to not allow them to disrupt the entire school population. Because when one incident happens, it affects the whole school population.
Certainly.
And it affects the whole of the island, because another school is looking at it and saying, what is happening here? How do we avoid this? But it's happening in all schools. Some schools don't speak about it, but it happens.
Certainly. All right, I want to thank you so much, Officer Miller, for being here and giving us your perspective. And we continue to support the work that you are doing out there with the Special Victims Unit as you work with all the stakeholders to make that necessary intervention with our students.
Thank you, Candice.
All right, viewers. Well, that's how we're going to wrap this segment, but we're not quite done with GMT yet. We've got more after this break.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear my neighbor.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Storby Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Your destiny. The best way to predict it is to create it. Do you see yourself exploring exotic destinations or spending quality time with family? However you see yourself, create your own retirement destiny with Tata Life's Destiny Personal Savings Booster. Choose from one of 3 investment options with guaranteed minimum investment returns to secure a monthly retirement income for life, with the option to choose your retirement age. So what's your retirement destiny? Call 62TATIL or visit tatil.co.tt to learn more today. Conditions apply. Tatil Life, a member of the Ansa Makal Group.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience, offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Oh, welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Now we are switching our conversation to health because we know health is so important to just the overall well-being of us as people and as a society. And there's an opportunity for you to make sure that your health is in check and for you to just get familiar with moving your body a little bit. So we are going to be speaking this morning with Ms. Denisha Jones-Williams, and she is a technical field officer for the agricultural unit as we discuss a healthy wear and aerobics burnout coming up. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, Candice, and good morning to our viewers.
All right, so first of all, tell me about why you all are wanting to do something like this.
Okay, so we are the home gardening unit under the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. Now, overall, we will assist home gardeners with their gardens and, we'll do training and render technical advice. But part of our objective is to encourage healthier diets. So this health and wellness fair is to basically target that particular objectives. So sometimes I'm sure you would hear persons saying that they want to have this healthier lifestyle, but it's expensive.
Yes.
Right? They can, because the cost of vegetables, the cost of fruits. So we are trying to let persons understand that you can get on that path by starting from your garden. Because at times you would find that the price of commodities, let's say, for example, tomatoes might reach $18 a pound.
More like 25.
Or $25 a pound, right? Imagine a seedling being $1. You can buy 25 seedlings and be able to produce enough tomatoes, peppers that you can store for an extended period where every week you could be on that path of a healthier lifestyle. So that's why our team is Healthy Choices, Fitness, the Garden, and You. Because we want persons to understand you can start from your garden, you can produce your own food where that you could be able to have that commodity available to you at all times. So the Health and Wellness Fair, it's on the 28th of February at the Shore Park Food Hub. During the day from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., we will be there. We will be doing the health screenings, the home gardening unit. We're going to have a booth because you would see that home gardeners would say, I don't have that yard space available, and they don't have like conventional gardens to say that they could do that land prep, and they want to do things like root crops because we encourage persons to grow what they love to eat. And we created garden techniques, grow boxes. We have a root crop bin where persons you could grow sweet potato in it. So if you have a concreted area, and let's say if you're rented, because I know sometimes landlords tend to tell some persons that they can't plant here or so, right? Persons will have that sort of challenge, and we have systems that we can show you that you can grow. Sometimes things you could just put on your porch that you can produce food. So basically, you have no excuse to say that you can't, right?
And then what about the technicalities in making sure that when you get that seedling and you put it in a little pot or whatever, it does grow and be able to produce something?
Okay, so now our unit, like I said, we render technical advice. So our purpose is to guide you. So persons will get that support to ensure that things are done properly so that they can get the quality and the quantity that they are looking for. So with our health and wellness fair, we show you the techniques. If you have advice, if you need advice as to where you should plant, because questions can be asked, we provided information on how to grow certain things, they will be getting that support. So at the health and wellness fair, we also will be distributing seedlings. So we're giving you the planting materials for you to start. We'll be doing the follow-ups as well. So at the end of this entire fair, on the 28th, we will be doing a training session to even for persons to understand the nutritional benefits of the different foods. Because some they will tell you, eat every color every day. Yeah, we try for that. I try for that. So all these things are what we are trying to do. So you will be able to get your health screening. So if you want to test your pressure and all these things, all of that will be done at the health fair. And then there's the aerobics part. So it's the fitness part of it. So you come in, you're getting stuff during the day, you're getting information, you're getting planting materials. And then in the evening, you get to exercise. You have a fun evening. So we also try to bring the different divisions for them to have their teams. You bring your flag, and each team's supposed to be 5 members, and we just want to have that fun evening. So there are prizes to be won. The divisions, they will begin for a challenge trophy, right? So that, you know, that whole bragging rights and everything, we want to have that fun evening.
You know, what is something, sometimes we see these little aerobics competitions or, you know, little fairs pop up every now and again, but it's always like a once in a while thing. Is there a plan to have this on a more regular basis so that persons who, you know, just might be needing a little guidance in terms of how they treat with their fitness, that it can be an ongoing thing that they go to?
Well, I can only hope that it will be done yearly at least, so that we can continue to encourage, because we are trying to stimulate that interest in agriculture and nutrition as well. So, you know, because we want to have that healthier lifestyle and to, you know, improve that mental health. So that is what this entire health and wellness fair is about. I know it's on a Wednesday, but for us, it's like, why not de-stress on a Wednesday? Why not de-stress in the middle of the week? You start off from Monday heavy and Tuesday, and then, you know, you start to, you get tired, you start to feel that exhaustion coming on. So what we want is that, okay, on a Wednesday in the middle of the week, let's pump it back up. Let's bring that energy, bring that life, so that you can go through the rest of the week, you know, energized.
What is the relationship between a healthy lifestyle and a good mental state? What's the impact on that on your mental health?
But what we expect is that persons will then be, because your mental health is linked to an extended life period. So by, you know, you eating right, you growing, because in your garden, let's just say, in your garden, you are creating an atmosphere where you can relax, you can have your thoughts, because persons will tell you, they go there, they will sit there, they de-stress. Yes, it's work, and that's also a form of exercise, right? And they are able to go through the rest of their day. Because on the home garden chat, because we have a chat, persons will say, you know, this is where their day start from. So by just being relaxed, and you start your day with that, you can basically feel like you can overcome anything. So that's what we are trying to encourage, starting from your garden, and especially when you reach that point where you have to harvest. So you harvesting your produce, you consuming it, because there's so much pride in that, so much joy, that feeling you get when you grow your own food. You know the work you put into it, and this is your reward, and you're able to consume it, and then you go through your day just feeling alive. So any stress that you feel you might encounter, that then basically it's overcome.
Yes. And you know, when you think about, sometimes some of us had a long day and, you know, you're out of energy, and the first thing you think, well, I'm hungry, I need something to eat. So you go with something that your body is craving, which is usually fried food or something that's very unhealthy for you.
True.
But I mean, how does the satisfaction of going after something like some fried food or fast food, how does that compare to the satisfaction of growing your own food and trying to, you know, trying to live a healthier lifestyle?
Now, from my experience, that's a bit of a challenge, because sometimes the fast food might just be easier for you to have access to.
Yes.
I know at times when you're growing it, you have to wait for the produce, and in that, you know, you would have that temptation. But I know when you start, it's very difficult to get off of that. So you would tend to want to go more for salad. You would find persons going to purchase that, you know, or preparing that sort of meal for lunch. And you wouldn't really go for the fast food, for the oil, you know. So, but home gardeners can tell you that. And if you have a garden like I do, you would, when you harvest, trust me when I tell you, it's nothing more pleasurable than eating what you grow.
Certainly. And so just give us the details as to, you know, when and where and how can people, do you have to register for the aerobics? Give us those details.
So on the home gardening page, that's Home Gardening Initiative, and on the divisions page, there is a Google link. So persons can click on that link and just register. It's free. On the day, we will be doing registration as well, because this is for us to be able to do the follow-ups, because persons will be receiving planting materials. So what we want is to be able to call to schedule aside visits to make sure that you're not going to be wasting the materials, and that you will be getting into that sort of production. So on the morning of the event at the health fair and at the aerobics burnout, we'll have that registration. So we will be at the food hub on the 28th of February, that's next week Wednesday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the health fair. So come and get your screening, your seedlings. And in the evening time from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m., we are going to have the aerobics burnout.
And is there any cost to the seedlings and that sort of thing?
Everything is free, everything persons will be able to receive.
All right, so viewers, there you have it. If you are interested, and especially I know there's quite a lot of people that may struggle with how do you even start to grow anything? This is one place where you can go and find out all the information you need to, at least start to grow some of the things.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be a lot, but the little bit can help.
Yes, correct.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Ms. Jones-Williams, for being on with us and for giving us those details. And viewers, yes, so you have all that information. So get going, get growing, and let's start to have a healthier Tobago. And that's how we're going to have to wrap this morning's program. I want to thank you for viewing. I hope you have a safe and wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and the vibes is never.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.